To be honest, I haven't been fishing for big perch for a number of many years. It's sort of been in the last 4 to 5 years that I've been specifically going out during different seasons. Big perch have always been something that I looked at in photos and admired and thought one day I really want to have a go for them. I've done a bit of exploring one winter. The guys that I work with done a lot of it back in the day when the Thames was like in its heyday and stuff, and they said like you got to go out and try it. So I did one day and explored and ended up stumbling across some mega fishing. A lot of places people keep them quiet, and now catching them I see why. But I was just finding somewhere that really held them big perch that I needed to get my hands on to have a go for them properly. And when I did catch my first big perch, that's when I realised like they're a different breed. I've got to be having a go for these every sort of year during the seasons where I'm hunting other species, like, you know. A lot of the time I go out of London and have a look at the quieter places where you just know that are left alone and haven't seen a lot of pressure, if you know what I mean, regarding predator fishing. They thrive on neglect, so if they're not caught much or fished for much, generally that is a good starting point, them type of venues, because that could always hold some mega fish. Jack. I generally prefer to fish canals and rivers for perch. There is some monster perch in like day tickets and small little commercial fisheries. They're generally not as lovely coloured, and they just don't do it for me, do you know what I mean? I like to catch them old, preferably river canal perch that are big, and they're just the apex, like, and just you'd never know that they were there. To be honest, big perch, you'll rarely see them with your own eyes. They're sort of in the depths, in the gloom, in the darkness, like waiting in ambush to attack their prey. So I've never really overruled small venues. In fact, some of the biggest hits of big perch I've had have been from small, intimate venues. It depends on food source. Obviously, these venues hold a lot of crayfish, which I'd imagine are very high in protein, and the perch love to hunt, and helps them put on weight. Yeah, there was one session in particular on a small stream that will always stick with me forever. I fished it a couple of times where I had my first big perch to 314, I think was the biggest. But yeah, it was one session in particular. Not really, pretty early for perch fishing. It was the end of August. I got a little bit excited, and I didn't have much carp fishing going on, so I thought let me have a go. And it was very clear, but still running a decent flow. And one afternoon I had 7 over 3 in about half an hour to 3:15, so broke my personal best. And I went back the next day, didn't fish that spot, but I fished about 4 different locations on the same stretch, and I had my first 4, which was a 4.6, another 3, and then I moved spot. I had a 4.4, a few other 3s, and again, then I had another 4.6 and about 6 3s. So yeah, it was mega. So it's not really the most comfortable fishing where I've been going as recent. Low-lying bridges and structure where I've got to bend down and proper like ache my neck to watch my float when I'm trotting it under these bridges and stuff. But I sort of give it 20 minutes. You generally know after that whether there's a big perch or a family of perch there. If there's a group, you have them straight away within the first couple of run-throughs. But if there's 1, maybe 2, sometimes you've got to really intimidate them. So I'll give it 20 minutes, half an hour. If I haven't had anything, I'll move on. But it's always exciting. You just see that float just shiver and pop under a couple of seconds and wind down and strike, and then first few head shakes bent into a big heavy perch, you just can't beat it. You just know, like, you got a fish of a lifetime on the end. Wow. That's a very close one. $3.15.5 maybe. That's pretty close. Well, this was a monster perch. Not quite £4. And not quite $3.15, so $3.15.5 will do. Beautiful, beautiful fish from a small river, and not bad for an early autumn's trip perch fishing. I'd imagine this would be well into £4 come spawning time and the depths of winter. But I'm gonna slip her back and maybe should be living on and become a real big giant one day.